Look at this oil filter in my hand. Whether its quality is good or not isn't just something I say. It's determined by which factory I choose to have it made. I've been making filters for 12 years. Today, let me tell you an insider secret about the industry. Filter factories are actually divided into 3 tiers. If you choose the right tier, you'll get the right quality. The first tier, I call it the OE supply level. These factories supply original parts directly to car manufacturers. They have IATF 16949 system certification. Their production lines are highly automated. Quality control is extremely strict. The filter paper uses imported or major joint venture brand materials. The sealing ring is made from virgin HNBR material. Every batch that leaves the factory comes with a complete inspection report. The product quality from these factories is almost indistinguishable from original parts. But the price is only 1/3 to 1/4 of the original parts. So what's the problem? The minimum order quantity is high. Usually, a single SKU requires a minimum order of 3,000 to 5,000 units. Small wholesalers can't handle it. The second tier, brand sub-factory level. These factories have their own brands and mainly focus on exports. Their quality control systems are relatively well developed. They lack OEM experience, but use quality paper and virgin NBR. The products can meet daily usage needs and offer high cost performance. The minimum order quantity is flexible. Orders can be placed for as few as 500 to 1,000 units. For most wholesalers in Australia and New Zealand, this tier is the reasonable choice. The third tier is the workshop level. Let me put it this way. They lack certifications. Their equipment is old, with high staff turnover. They use cheap recycled materials for the filter and recycled rubber for the sealing rings. They don't test before products ship. Everything relies on visual inspection. Prices are cheap, but there's no quality guarantee. Quality varies in the same batch. You never know which one will have problems. What is the most hidden pitfall in the industry? Some traders will show you samples from first-tier factories, but when it comes to actual mass production, they place the order with third-tier workshops. The sample you see is perfect in quality, but the bulk goods you receive are a completely different story. By the time you discover the problem, the goods have already arrived in Australia, and there's no way to return them. How do I choose factories myself? I only work with first and second tier factories, and I personally inspect the production lines of every factory. I verify everything on site, the brand of raw materials used, the year of the equipment, the worker training system, and how many quality control steps there are. After starting cooperation, I randomly inspect every batch of goods. I cut open the product to check the filter paper, measure the sealing ring, and test the amount of glue injected. If the products don't meet the standards, I return the entire batch. Let's do the math. The landed cost of workshop-grade oil filters is about 0.5 to 1 Australian dollar, cheaper than branded secondary factory-grade ones. But the return rate is 5 to 8 times higher. If you sell 200 oil filters a month and get 10 returns, you lose 8 Australian dollars per returned filter, including the product and shipping costs. That's 80 Australian dollars without even factoring in the loss of trust. Saving that little bit of money just isn't worth it. I'm exposing these things in the industry, not to offend anyone, but to let wholesalers in Australia and New Zealand who truly want to do long-term business know who to source from so they won't fall into traps. I'm a manufacturer, not a trading company. All materials and testing are transparent and open. If you want to do business openly and honestly, come to me.